Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and welcome back to Revolution Week. So you should have already seen one video, but this is the second. Basically I'm going to do 5 days where I upload a full face of Makeup Revolution, except it's called Revolution now. So basically all the products that I'm going to use on my face today are all from Revolution, and I'm not gonna lie, Revolution is probably like my favourite brand. It's definitely the brand that I have the most of all the brands in my collection. Like, I have so many Makeup Revolution products. I feel like I'm just still going to call them Makeup Revolution because that's just what I'm used to. So for this second look, we're going to go for a quite like minimal, stripped back kind of makeup. It's not going to be anything elaborate. I mean, of course, there's going to be quite a bit of makeup on my face. Not going to deny that, but this is just going to be a more kind of minimal, sort of basic makeup look. I thought let's do one of these as well, because I feel like the other 4 looks are kind of more like creative ones. This one is just gonna be simple, just to show that that is something that you can achieve with Makeup Revolution products. The one thing that I don't actually have from Revolution is a primer. I don't really use primers that often anyway. I do have this liquid highlighter from Revolution. This is the Unicorn Elixir. I do have this in my primer drawer, and I feel like I used this as a primer, like not really a primer, but just like a glowy kind of base, and it turned out alright. But then the last time I used it, it just kind of, when I put my base products on top, it just looked all dodgy, like it was kind of congealing and it just wasn't sitting properly with this underneath. So that's kind of put me off using this, so none of these looks are going to have primers in them, just to warn you. Considering this is quite like a stripped back look, I thought for foundation I'd go with the Fast Base foundation stick. This one's definitely like the quickest to use. If I'm honest, this is probably my least favourite of the foundations, just because, I don't know, it's just not my favourite finish. I feel like the other 2 look a bit more like smoother and flawless. But don't get me wrong, this is a nice foundation, I do like it. I'm not really sure what it is exactly, but I think I just prefer the other 2 a bit more. But I mean, this one is really like smooth and it glides on so nicely. And it actually has got pretty good coverage, so I do not dislike this foundation at all. I do think it's pretty good. So we're starting by just going in with a load of this. I am going to put like a little bit of eyeshadow on my eyes, but nothing like too much, therefore I think I'm safe to start with my base this time. For concealer, I think I'm going to try my best to scrape some of this out. It's the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer, and mine is in the shade C1, and these, like, they just disappear so fast. But I'm going to try and like scrape some product off the side and pop a bit of this under my eyes and on any blemishy areas, and a bit on my nose as well. Okay. Okay, so to set that all down, I'm going to use the Revolution Lace Luxury Baking Powder, this one here, but I'm not actually going to use it in like a bakey way. I am just going to basically set my whole face just with my normal like powder brushes. I have this like cotton bud tub that I've just been putting like loose powders in when I need to use them to set my face. So that is our base. Let's move on to some cheek product. Alright, so I'm just going to get the Pro HD Powder Contour Kit. This is in Fair. I'm just going to do some very like light, minimal contouring. So I'm going in with this shade here. I think this is like the lightest one really. I'm just going to kind of chisel out my cheekbones, a bit down my nose, a bit of my forehead, a bit of my jawline. Okay, so for bronzer, blush and highlight, I'm going to go in with this old classic. This is the I Heart Definition Fair. I think it's just called like the contour kit or something like that. You get a bronzer, a blush and a highlight, and I actually really like all of these. This is kind of like an underrated gem in my opinion. First, I'm going to go in with the bronzer shade up here and just dust a bit of this. Oh my god, I got way more on my brush than I meant to there. Just through my cheeks and a bit on my forehead. now I'm going to go in with the middle one, the blush, and I'm just going to pop a bit of this in my apples. Yeah, that's pigmented. Gotta be careful here. And then for highlight, I'm going to go in with this one on the end, which, as you can see, I did hit pan on that. I remember I used to use this one quite a lot. I think you just don't expect, like, the contour kits to have, like, great highlights. This one actually is. It's obviously very pale, but it's got a slight kind of pinky tone to it. It's so nice. I mean, look how nice that is. I hope that they still sell this. I don't think it's been discontinued. I feel like I've seen it on there recently. Let's hope not, because this is great. Obviously this is in the like I Heart makeup branch. So I think it's called I Heart Revolution now. Okay, so that's our cheek products done, which means it's now time to get off the foundation lips. Okay, so we're going to move on to brows now. I have just put a clear gel through them just to brush them through, but I don't think Revolution has a clear gel, so just pretend it didn't happen. It didn't happen, okay? My brows are naturally brushed through. So I'm going to go back in with the Pro HD Powder Contour, and I'm going to get the darkest shade here. It's just a very dark brown colour, and I'm just going to use a angled eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to kind of fill my brows in with this powder just to do something different. That is them filled in with some powder. Didn't turn out too bad. The only actual like eyebrow gel type product that I have from Revolution is this thing called the Brow Revolution. That is literally all it says on there. I don't think they do any like kind of standard eyebrow gels other than this. I know they have like their brow tint, which I do actually have, but that's not really a gel. So what I've been doing is kind of like, because it has like a little kind of thing like this, it doesn't have a spoolie, which I would like this product so much more if the thing was just a spoolie. I tend to just get a bit at the back of my hand, or sometimes stick it in the tube and just get like a random spoolie off a brow pencil, and then I kind of coat the spoolie in the product and I'm just gonna kind of brush through the brows with that. I tried my best there. See, I just don't get this product because like I don't understand how, like, ideally they want it to be used. They generally want you to paint on your eyebrow because that's just asking for a splotchy thick brow, if that is the case. Brow has turned out okay though, so let's move on. So I'm gonna go in with this kind of like sort of orangey shade in the contour palette, and I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm just gonna get this kind of like compact brush and smother this over my eyelids, and if this doesn't work I'll go in with a darker shade, because when I was practicing this I did originally use a darker shade, but I just kind of want to see if this actually works. Yeah, not exactly. That didn't do an awful lot, so let's go in with a slightly darker shade. We'll go in with the same one that I used for my contour, this one here. And again, I'm just going to pack a bit of this onto my lid. So I'm going to go in with the I Heart Revolution little, I don't know what this is called. The twisty liner thing with all the different contraptions. Right, so first I'm going to go in with the brown colour. I'm going to kind of place this like right kind of in my lash line area, but not on my waterline. I'm gonna do the same thing under my lash line, I think. Ew, crap in my eye. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of smudge this under my lash line as well, and the bottom part of my eye. Okay, I'm gonna get a cotton bud and smudge this a bit. Right, and then I'm gonna pop up the nude eyeliner part of this contraption, and I'm just going to put this in my top and bottom waterlines, I think. I feel like this looks kind of alien-esque when I don't have like black line or remote water lines, but we're gonna go with it. Next we're gonna go with mascara, and I've only got one Revolution mascara. This is Revolution Amazing Volume, and the last time I used this in my first video it got all like clumpy, and I think because of the hot weather and stuff, like it all kind of congealed on the wand, but it seems to have gone back to normal now, so interesting. I'm just going to curl my lashes actually first. This isn't my favourite mascara, I'm not gonna lie, but what Revolution is really missing, like a killer mascara. I hope they bring one out soon, because all the mascaras that they have are the ones that they've had for like years, and they're really like cheap £2 ones, and if they're anything like this one, they're not the best quality. Like, they're definitely not terrible, like they give you something, it's just not a whole lot of something, you know. I'm just going to do my top and my bottom lashes. Dear Makeup Revolution, come out with a killer mascara for your next launch, please. It's what we all want. For the lips, I'm going to go in with the Soph X, the Soph X Revolution lipstick in the shade Cake, which I recently tried. I'm going to be careful with this because it's so creamy that it can kind of slip and slide everywhere. So let's carefully apply this to our lips. Still not a perfect application, but better than the first time I used it, that's for sure. I've made a bit of a mess of my mascara. I'm just gonna clean that up, and then we'll have a finished look. I like actually look like an alien. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. I did just put a tiny bit of the highlighter in my inner corner and under my brow bone. I'm not gonna lie, I still feel like my eyes just look so alien-esque, but I did clean them up and make them look a bit better. I literally look so fucking weird. I just don't know if this suits me, this whole nude liner in the waterline kind of thing. It makes me look like a deer in the headlights. But this is my finished, like, stripped back kind of minimal full face of Revolution makeup, and I am actually quite happy with how it turned out, even if the eyes are kind of scaring me slightly. I like everything else about it. So that's it for part 2 of Revolution Week, and I'll see you for the third one. Some of them are going to be chatty, some of them are going to be just a visual video, just depending on what I'm feeling. But that's it for this one. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.